Bonjour mesdames et messieurs, bienvenue au rendez-vous de midi de la Commission européenne ce 5 novembre 2012, lundi 5 novembre pour être précis, et aussi suite au long week-end. J'espère que vous avez eu le temps de prendre un petit break pendant ce temps-là. Maintenant, nous allons continuer un agenda qui demeure très chargé, comme vous l'aurez vu déjà la semaine dernière, quand Olivier vous a donné un aperçu de notre programme tel qu'il se présente cette semaine. Je profite juste pour vous rappeler qu'effectivement le président est actuellement en visite en Asie et il participe à l'heure que nous parlons dans le 9e sommet Asie-Europe, et il vient de prononcer un discours d'ouverture qui vous sera disponible très rapidement sur Rapide, et je pense que nous allons aussi sortir un espresso où le président a présenté beaucoup d'arguments, comme vous allez le voir, pour un renforcement de notre coopération entre l'Asie et l'Europe, une coopération où nous avons tous à gagner. Le président le décrit ainsi. We are currently going through a period of affirmation by Asia. The Asia-Pacific's share in the global economy has tripled in the last 2 decades, from almost 6 to 18%. We welcome this evolution. We believe it can be a win-win situation for Europe and Asia, and indeed a very important contribution for global sustainable growth. Ceci et beaucoup d'autres citations seront à vos dispositions très rapidement. Pour ce qui est des événements dans les jours à venir, je vais juste le faire en quelques mots, puisque vous avez déjà eu un aperçu mercredi dernier, mais je voudrais attirer votre attention sur le déplacement de notre commissaire pour la politique régionale, Johannes Hahn, demain. Il se rendra en effet à Nicosie demain matin, où il participera à l'informel des ministres pour la cohésion. Monsieur Hahn va à cette occasion demander aux ministres chargés de la politique de cohésion de montrer leur ferme engagement pour l'ordre du jour pour dépenser mieux quand il s'agit de fonds de cohésion. Ainsi, M. Hahn fera appel aux 27 ministres pour soutenir les propositions de la Commission pour une utilisation plus ciblée et plus stratégique des fonds structurels dans le cadre d'un budget réaliste pour la période 2014-2020, donc le budget où nous sommes en plein milieu des négociations, comme vous le savez, et le commissaire Hahn va rappeler les projets de réforme en cours de négociation entre les États membres et le Parlement européen, bien sûr, qui comprennent de nouvelles conditions pour l'approbation et le paiement des fonds, ainsi que d'un système beaucoup plus axé sur des résultats désignés à créer des emplois et de la croissance en ligne avec notre stratégie Europe 2020. Et nous allons publier le discours du commissaire lors du sommet informel demain, comme nous le faisons toujours, un discours qui se consacrera donc à l'amélioration de l'efficacité et la gouvernance de la politique régionale. Donc, ceci pour ce qui est de la politique régionale, la politique de cohésion. Je voudrais aussi très vite vous rappeler que mercredi, nous prévoyons l'adoption d'une communication sur la mise en œuvre et le développement de la politique de visa pour inciter à la croissance dans l'Union européenne, comme nous l'avons dit également la semaine dernière. Pour mercredi également, et vous l'attendez certainement beaucoup, nous allons publier les prévisions économiques, et c'est le commissaire, c'est le vice-président Rehn qui va vous le présenter à 13h lors d'une conférence de presse. Jeudi est prévue l'adoption d'un plan d'action pour une industrie automobile compétitive et durable en Europe. Et donc, ceci fera aussi l'objet d'une conférence de presse à 11 h avec le commissaire Tajani et donc aussi un briefing technique off the record à 12h30. Donc, voici ce qui conclut ce que je voulais rapidement vous rappeler, puisque les points sont connus depuis la semaine dernière, mais peut-être rafraîchir la mémoire n'était pas une mauvaise chose. Maintenant, la parole est à vous pour vos questions. S'il y en a. Oui.
Thank you, Pia. I would like to clarify something. There were statements made in this press room on Wednesday. It was Olivier Bailly who said, with respect to Bulgaria, that there is always an option for the Commission to present an additional CVM report to the one currently foreseen, if the situation in Bulgaria requires so. There have been a lot of reactions in Bulgaria, and actually I have a transcript of statements by the Minister of Interior, who said 4 times that this statement does not reflect the position of the European Commission. He also said that what Olivier Bailly was his private views. The funny thing is that even the opposition, one of the prominent leaders of the opposition, says that these were basically his own opinions, and that he is a part-time spokesperson. He is not the regular spokesperson of the Commission. I mean, all this is in all the newspapers in Bulgaria. So I think it's important to clarify if Commission spokespersons from this podium present their private views, or is it the Commission point of view?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. It's clear that anyone speaking as a spokesperson from this podium speaks as an official spokesperson of the Commission, and naturally, and it goes without saying, I would say that applies to Olivier Bailly, who regularly has been, in my absence, chairing these briefings. So I have really very little to add on that. Olivier Bailly is, of course, as I am, expressing the position of the Commission. That's why we're here full time, and I can tell you it is indeed full time. There's no such thing as a part-time spokesperson at the European Commission. Fully clear, Olivier was, of course, reflecting the position of the European Commission. Now, on the issue itself, Olivier was also indicating as a general point that we always have this possibility, indeed, without prejudging in any way what will happen in the specific case. So it's a possibility, and I think that's what he expressed, nothing more, nothing less. But we always have that possibility to indeed issue an additional report. Other questions? Go ahead.
German television ZDF. In this moment, there are demonstrations going on outside on the plans of the Commission to liberalize the air traffic services, to open the market to new suppliers. What is the Commission, what does it think about the demonstration? What's the reaction to that?
Helen is on her way to give you our position on the issue, because that's what we're here to talk about. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You'll probably be aware that the Parliament's Transport Committee will today vote on a very important package, the airports package. That consists of 3 main elements, which are the proposals on ground handling, proposals on slots, and proposals on airport noise. The overall aim of the package is to tackle some of the major challenges that lie ahead for airports. Air traffic is due to double by 2030. Airports face a huge capacity crunch, and so in order to improve the efficiency and quality of services, the airports package is at the moment being discussed with both ministers in the Transport Council last week and now with the Parliament today. The ground handling proposals are a very important part of that. 70% of flight delays happen because of delays on the ground. So that's a situation which is unacceptable and which needs to be changed in order to try to tackle those problems. The Ground Handling Directive aims to open up the sector so that there's more choice in certain restricted areas to do with baggage handling, freight handling, mail handling. At the moment, the current rules restrict the provision of those services to a minimum of 2 providers. In big airports across Europe, we would like to increase that to a minimum of 3, which is not in any way excessive, but will give the airlines what they're asking for, which is a better choice of who provides the services to them. And in order to balance that very carefully with the needs of workers in the sector, there are very clear provisions to reinforce the protection and the quality of the environment that people work in. So specifically, there are 3 key areas. The first is a provision which will allow member states to require, if they want to, the transfer of workers within ground handling. Ground handling is very, very labour intensive. About 70% of the costs of ground handling are labour costs. It would allow workers to transfer to a new ground handling provider under the same conditions that they currently work in. We will have minimum standards for the training of workers in the ground handling sector, and within the airports to allow for a good coordination of perhaps more ground handling service providers. There will be a stronger role for airports managers. So the end result is a very balanced package. It was approved by Transport Ministers meeting in Luxembourg last Monday. It will be discussed in the Transport Committee today. It will be voted on in the Transport Committee tomorrow, and we would hope it will get backing from the Parliament in Transport Committee as well.
Thank you very much, Helen. Any follow-ups to this? I don't see any more questions for Helen. Thank you very much, Helen. Then we move to Giovanna, and then so Lorenzo putting up his hand.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to have some information about the strike of the EU staff on 8 November. If you foreseen to participate, how it's going to work for the Commission. Thank you.
Sorry, could you repeat what you were asking? If
the spokesperson service is going to participate, if the midday will be as usual, if there's going to be any changing of, our normal schedule, and what kind of participation do we foresee?
Obviously, it's for every staff member to make up their minds about that. As far as we as a service are concerned, I can assure you we will function as normal with the midday briefing and everything around it working normally. Lorenzo?
Yes, I would like to it is related actually, because there's an article on the Bild newspaper in Germany concerning the pay rise for EU civil servants, and it says 8.8% pay rise, because they put together 1.7 increase in 2011, 1.6 in 2012, and 5.5 tax that will be abolished, repealed. Can you confirm or infirm if this is not true? These figures, are they true?
I can certainly put that in context for you, and Anthony is well prepared to do so, and he'll do so right away.
EU officials will not get an 8.8% pay rise in January. It's true that the special levy that's been enforced since 2004 will automatically expire at the end of this year. That's why in our whole package of proposals to save €1 billion by 2020 that came out last year, the Commission proposed to maintain this special levy and increase it from 5.5% to 6%. This, of course, on top of the income tax that officials pay of up to 45%. Now, the Parliament, this Commission proposal was adopted by the College last year. The Parliament reached a common position in May this year. The Council has still not reached a common position. So, indeed, despite the Commission proposal to maintain and increase the levy, It may lapse because the Council has not yet acted in time.
Thank you, Anthony. Other questions?
But in any event, to be very clear, officials are not getting an 8.8% pay rise in January. I don't know where they get that idea.
Which prompted a follow-up from Lorenzo. Go ahead, Lorenzo.
So the 5.5 tax could actually fall because member states have not approved the common position on that. So it is not the Commission's fault, but the Commission wanted. But what about the other two increases there that are related, 1.6 and 1.7?
About the 2012 pay adjustment, but the figures for the 2012 pay adjustment are still being finalised, so there is no figure for 2012 yet. They also add the 2011 pay adjustment, but as we all know, the 2011 pay adjustment was never applied because the member states didn't agree to it, and that's currently with the court, and we don't know when the court will come to a judgment. That's why I can say with confidence that we're not getting an 8.8% pay rise from January.
Okay, thank you very much, Anthony, for clarifying this. Other questions to Anthony? Does not seem to be the case. Thanks very much. Other questions, Bruno, on something else? Ah, Anthony, so...
Just wondering, Anthony, if you could tell us whether amid part of this discussion about the levy is the discussion about changes to the staffing regulation and costs of administration on the council. And one of the things you hear from governments on the council repeatedly is dissatisfaction that the Commission refused to follow a request in March by the General Affairs Council to come up with further savings, including an increase beyond the Commission proposal to this levy. Is the Commission going to come forward with further reductions or not?
There was not a request from the General Affairs Council. The General Affairs Council in March forwarded a request from some member states for the Commission to make calculations on savings. However, as an institution, we respond to the Council as an institution. That requires the Council to have a common position. That is what they've not managed to do yet. Even when the Council does have a common position, it's up to the Council's own administration to make any calculations the member states require on cost savings and things like that. So the Commission simply cannot respond and divert valuable resources away from the important work staff are currently doing every time one or two member states ask us to. We have to respond as an institution to the Council as an institution.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Still more questions on this, or have we covered the ground for now? I think we have. Thanks very much. Voyons s'il y a d'autres questions sur d'autres sujets. Ceci n'a pas l'air d'être le cas non plus. Alors, je vous remercie pour vos questions et à tout à l'heure et à demain.